Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Ooh, today, today is about to be another good coffee and business Tuesday. Um, so excited. Thank you all for joining me this morning again with another episode of Coffee and Business with Marcelle. I have my cup of coffee. Hopefully you do as well. Today we have, normally this will be a day where I do a segment solo and, just give you some good business tips. But however, a guest that I have wanted to interview for a minute could do today. So, I was like, you know what? Instead of me trying to push him off, I wanted to go ahead and schedule him, and it's going to be Carlos Rogers. So I am just waiting for Carlos to join. He is a marketing and sales guru at such a young age. So I am really excited to be able to open up a conversation with him, finding out how he got started, what made him so good, what made him become so good at marketing and sales, which is a key component to any business. So let me make sure that he knows that it's 9:30. I know he's been traveling and and make sure that he gets on. But while I'm waiting for him, up there he is. Hey, Carlos. I just sent you a request. Okay, there he goes.
There we go. There we go.
Good
What up?
morning.
What up? What up? Great morning. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you? Like, it's been forever since we've seen each other.
Has been forever. Great morning. Excuse me. Great morning. Great morning. Getting up. I have been traveling a little bit, but super excited, of course, to be here with you. And thank you so much for having me
No,
on.
no problem, no problem. Like I said, I've been wanting to, pick your brain for a minute because you have had one of the most successful marketing sales careers that even before I start getting into like all your accolades, let me, for those who don't know you, which is very few people,
Right.
introduce yourself to everyone.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, hello everyone. How you doing? My name is Carlos Rogers. To give you just a real short background on myself, I'm actually born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama. Born and raised, I moved out to Los Angeles, California, back in June of 2004. And the reality was, living in Alabama. I mean, I grew up playing sports. I played basketball, played football. Ended up playing college basketball, but realized, I wasn't going to go down that path. I realized I wasn't going to go to the NBA. So I was like, why am I wasting my time, just playing, basketball? I need to be making some money, got bills, got bills. And so, and so I started working at a restaurant. I worked at a restaurant actually I started when I was 15 years old, worked at that restaurant, as I came home, like, when I was going to college or whatever on the summers, I worked in the restaurant. And when I, graduated with my associate's degree, I went back to working at that restaurant called Costa's Barbecue in Birmingham, Alabama. And I was working at the restaurant, and I really was trying to figure out life. I was trying to figure out, what do I want to do with my life? Because people always ask me the question, what do you want to do when you grow up? And there really wasn't a job that I wanted to do. I just wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to have freedom. I wanted to be able to do the things I wanted to do. And so, one day I'm actually working at the drive-through at Costa's Barbecue, and Ricky Smiley actually came through the drive-through. And I had a little bit of personality in the drive-through. I would take people's order, and I'll tell them to, come on down, with a little bit of excitement. And he was like, hey man, with your personality, you ever thought about like moving to LA? And at that point, I actually never thought about moving to LA at all. And I just sort of, that was like a sort of like a nugget in the back of my head. And one day I was watching the movie Love Don't Cost a Thing with Nick Cannon and Kristen Milioti. Remember that movie, Marcelle? Remember that movie?
Yes.
So I'm watching that movie. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, if Nick Cannon can have her, I need to be in LA for real. I need to really look into this thing. So to make a long story short, one day I decided I'm gonna move to Los Angeles, California. I packed my car up. I had a 2000 Toyota Corolla. Packed my car up. I moved out to Los Angeles, California, and that's when I got into the whole television and film industry. 2 weeks later, I was super blessed. I ended up getting a small role in the movie Beauty Shop with Queen Latifah. I had
Oh,
about three
wow.
lines in the
One of
movie,
my
and I'm like,
favorite
okay.
movies.
I'm like, watch out, Martin Lawrence. Watch out, Will Smith. Carlos has arrived in LA. And I think I made about $500 on that
Right.
movie, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I started dibbling dabbling. I was doing like some commercials, trying to get into some commercials. I was doing some stunt work. I was doing Donald Faison stand in on the show
Okay.
Scrubs. I was doing what's his name, I think Hill Harper on the show CSI New York. I was his stand in for a little bit, and
Wow.
really just trying to figure it out. I was end up making $2,300 a month. I was sleeping on my friend Ryan's couch. Thank you, Ryan. If you ever see this video, thank you for letting me stay on your couch for a little bit. And one day, one of my friends, Robbie Jones, he told me about coming out to coming out not to a movie, but coming out to like a presentation. It's like, hey, these twins are doing like a little, meetup presentation. They're talking about business, and I want you to come out with me. So I'm like, obviously, of course, he got me there by saying there's gonna be some nice looking women there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll come. I'm 24, and so. Actually, I'm 23 at the time, and I ended up coming out to that presentation, and that's when I saw the opportunity of the industry of network marketing, and I was introduced to the travel industry. And I used to always think, again, I'm trying to figure out life, and I'm like, what do I want to do? Travel. I was like, I'll never get tired of traveling, so I was
Right.
like, I need to definitely be in the travel industry. So, ended up starting a travel business when I was 23 years old. It was 20 days before I turned 24, and that was the best decision of my life. It took me about 12 months to replace my income from what I was doing, like all the temp work and the extra work and all that type of stuff,
Right.
which wasn't much. It was like $2,300 a month, but at least I was free. I had a little freedom, had a little extra income, because I was still working, so I was still making my $2,300 a month, but I started making $2,300 a month with my business too. So I was able to actually cover my bills just through my online business. And 28 months, I got to a six-figure income, and I mean, I was mind blown to be 25 years old making a six-figure income when I was there. I
Exactly.
was working at my job making $2,300 a month. Just doing temp work and stuff.
Right.
And I met a guy in California, and he was just a super sharp guy. And I used to always, I like to ask people questions like, hey, what do you do for a living? What do you do? And so if someone would have a conversation with me, I would definitely talk back. And I met a gentleman. He was making over 100 grand a month in business, and I'm making 28 grand a year. And
That's a lot,
he
even back then, for sure.
huge, huge, huge. I mean, this is 2000 and what,
Uh,
five? So this is back in
Okay.
2005. So 100 grand a month. I mean, back then, I'm thinking this dude, that's like 10 million a month now.
Exactly.
So that's a lot.
Exactly.
He ended up telling me, he's like, Carlos, if you want to be a leader in life, you must become a reader. He had me read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And that book really opened up my mind to life and business. And in that book, it mentioned doing network marketing. And so, obviously, of course, it was a sort of confirmation of what was going on in my life.
Right. No, one of the things too that I want to say about network marketing, if you can make it successfully in network marketing, for me anyway, in my opinion, that means that you are a top tier marketing and salesperson. I mean, because it takes a lot. I mean, for me, like the only thing close to like being good in sales that I was in retail. I made it up in the retail food chain, being able to smile at men and selling suits. But multi-level marketing was difficult for me. But someone like yourself that was so young, like what made it come seamlessly easy to you? Because when I hear your name, the first thing that people associate with you is multi-level marketing. It was like, oh, like that guy is like, he is top of the food chain. So how were you so young being able to really get it with the marketing and sales concept and make it to the top level in the of a pyramid, really?
I wouldn't say it's a pyramid. I mean, everything's a pyramid, but I
Well,
understand what you're
everything is a
saying.
pyramid.
Yeah,
No, one of the
correct.
things that
Yeah,
I tell, I'm gonna interrupt. One of the things I tell people, they was like, "Oh, I don't care about pyramid." I was like, "Have you looked at your organization chart for the company
of
that
course.
you
Yeah,
work with?" At
yeah.
the end of the day, everything in business is a pyramid. There's always somebody or someone's at the top, and then you have those that are who up underneath. So I'm never afraid to say that, because
Mm-hmm.
even when I worked for corporate America, that's one of the first things that I said. Was like, did you, have you taken a look at your org chart? Clearly you haven't studied it, because at the end of the day, there's always someone that's going to be over you, and if you're lucky, someone under you. So really, I don't look at it as a negative
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course
stigma,
not.
but
Yeah,
a lot of other people do, like, oh, it's a
yeah,
scheme, it's
and
a
that's
scheme.
why I'm
Like,
glad you explained
no,
it. I'm glad you
it's
explained it.
not.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
definitely not. But I
But yeah,
mean, so really, at the end
to
of the
answer your
day,
question
you
though,
being
yeah.
so young, you were at the top of your food chain, being very, very young.
And I think that has a lot to do with, what you're offering. See, a lot of people, they get involved in business, and one thing Warren Buffett always talks about is you do what you love to do as a hobby.
Right.
You do what people love to do as a business. And so
True.
that's why I chose travel, because when you think about, travel is a inherent yes. I mean, you can go up to 1,000 people. Out of 1,000 people, I mean, 999 people, if you ask them, hey, would you love to go on a vacation? I mean,
Right.
who would want to go on a vacation?
True.
So it's an inherent yes. And so it just got to the point where if I can offer someone value, if I can offer them value in something they already want to do, I don't got to sell them or convince them to do it. And so most network marketing companies are set up where, they're selling a product that if they couldn't make money on that product, they wouldn't be talking about
Right.
it, but they're just selling it just to make money. And so that's the difference. I say why I chose travel, because people are going to talk about travel anyway. I mean, there's people right now, think about what are you going to do 2 weeks before you go on
Yep.
vacation? You're going to talk about it. What are you going to do 2 or 3 weeks when you get back? You're
Definitely
going to talk
talk
about
about
it. You're going to post pictures. You're going to do all this stuff. So I tell people all
it.
the time, like,
100%.
you're marketing travel already, but guess what? You're not monetizing it. You're not monetizing what you're doing.
Right.
Because if you're going to post about trips and you're on vacation, why wouldn't you want to monetize that and be like, hey, check out my website or whatever? Go on my website, compare prices. I mean, go to every other website you'll go to already,
Yeah,
but also look at my website too. If my website is the same price or better, would you book it through me?
exactly.
That's literally what I say. And the reality is, I mean, I know it's going to be cheaper, because most people, when they book travel, they're going through Expedia, Travelocity, Orbitz, Priceline. And little do people know, because I didn't know this until, of course, I've been in the industry. Most people, when you think about it from a travel perspective, they're going to all those websites, but there's no discounts on those websites. Those
No,
websites are
a
owned by two
hundred
people.
percent,
Yeah.
100%.
Expedia Group and Bookings.com, they own all those different websites out there. And all they do is they marking it up 400, 500, sometimes 1,000% markup, and we're just paying
Yep.
that money. So what I did was a little bit different, where I went to a wholesaler and I get access to wholesale rates, or some people might call them travel agent rates, if they can understand that. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're in the space, you get a better deal. And I mean, we're saving people up to 80% off on hotels, resorts, cruises, rental cars, and attractions. The only thing that no one gets discounts on is flights.
Right.
Back in the day, I mean, when they stopped paying commission on flights, no one gets discounts on flights, but flight attendants or people that work for the airline. They're the
Right.
only ones that get
Right.
discounts on it. But
Right.
besides that, though, I mean, if you can save money on hotels, resorts, cruises, it makes sense. So that's really what our whole business model is. And I'd say that's why I've been able to become successful. Obviously, of course, I've showed the information. You got to open your mouth and talk. No one's not going to walk up to you and be like, hey, I'm feeling some travel vibes from you. It's not going to happen. So you got to open up your mouth and
Right.
talk a little bit. But if you're talking about something that they want to hear and they like, I mean, obviously they're interested, number one, and when they see value and they can save money, they're all about it.
Exactly. No, like, good point. And I definitely pinned a comment, because Moments for Lifey 4 said, when it came to talking about a pyramid, but you're right, the pyramid is the strongest structure known to man. That's 100% fact. So, but so I just want to let me switch gears just a little bit. So one of the main reasons why I wanted to have you on, because for me, I'm a strategic planner
Mhm.
for really all of my clients. Like, I'm forever helping someone put together their strategic plan and putting together a strategy for their business. And one of the key things that we know is one of the largest pillars for having a business is the revenue, marketing, sales, and then the operations. And two things that you are good at is marketing and sales. So let's talk about the importance of building a strong marketing and sales team for any business, regardless of the industry.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, for me, when you talk about sales and marketing, it's really all about, advertisement, but really it's a
Mhm.
conversation.
Right,
The reason why I chose the industry of network marketing, because most people don't realize network marketing is nothing but the definition, having a product or a service, but instead of using traditional marketing where people put ads out, they pay for commercials with celebrities, instead of doing that type of traditional marketing, it's just all word of mouth. So
right,
I'm my own CEO. I can go tell somebody about my product and service that my company is offering, and my company is going to give me a percentage for getting that client, for getting that customer. And
right,
I like the residual aspect of it being in like a membership based company where you're earning a residual on that. And so, I mean, I don't, sales to me, like I'm not in the business of like show and convince,
right,
like I'm not the person
right,
where, hey, I can sell, water to a well or something like that, because I'm not going to convince nobody to do nothing. If they don't want to do it,
exactly.
I'm not going to convince them. Because if you convince someone against their will, they're still of the same mindset still. So I'm not going to convince no one to do nothing. I'm going to show them what I offer. And it's either, to me, I always tell them, hey, just tell me yes, tell me no. I don't want to hear really a maybe. I mean, just, make a decision. It's either yes, I
Right.
like it, or no, I don't. And of course, if they need to think about it, hey, cool, take your time, think about it, pray about it. We can even pray together. But but at the end of the day, I mean, it's really show and tell.
Right. No, no. And but even with any business, of course, when it comes to, marketing, so it starts with the person that is the CEO. Because if you can't have if you as the owner of the business can't sell your product or service, then why are you in
Correct.
business? And that's one of the things that I definitely love about you is when you are in front of anybody with a product service for sure that you believe in, even the short conversation we had this morning, I'm like, man, I need to go ahead and sign up. So, but again, that is a skill set that a lot of people don't have. You have short conversations with people, and it's just like next thing you know, I'm like, all right, man. Even when it came to, you had the CBD
Oh yeah.
product. Now, I think like a couple sentences, I was like, all right, what's your cash app? Let me go ahead and buy one.
Oh yeah,
But that's one of the
Juneteenth
things
is
that
coming up,
you're
by the way. Juneteenth is coming up. Juneteenth is coming up. Go to my website, carloscbdstore.com. Buy you some CBD, buy you some THC. It's all hemp derived, so it's all legal through the Farm Bill. Go check out the website, get you some before Juneteenth, and let's get it. But I had to interrupt you right
Oh,
there.
no,
You,
no,
you,
no,
you mentioned
no.
the CBD. It's
Commercial
Juneteenth
break.
coming up. Let's go.
Commercial break. This event is sponsored by, Carlos Rogers. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you now, like, but and again, that's one of the things, like I said, you're really, really good at is that you can have a couple conversations with people, and it's like next thing you know, they're like pulling out their card because I have been one of those people. I'm going to sign up, but for me, I feel like that is a special talent, and it's like, is that something that you can teach, or is that it's either you have it or you don't?
I think it's definitely something that you can teach because I've been taught. Because the Carlos that you see today, the outgoing Carlos, I wasn't always that person. I remember
Hmm.
going to my first personal development conference, and I wasn't the person that just sat on the back row. I was the person that pulled the chair from the back row to be away from everybody else. I was the introvert,
Wow.
which I still am. I mean, even to this day, I'm still an introvert. I'm still to myself. I'm not really a crowd type of
Right.
person. Although if I'm
Right.
around a crowd, I mean, I'm good. But that me and my element is, me at the house, chilling out, doing what I want to do, whether I'm reading, writing, thinking of ideas, being creative, planning a trip. That's just me in itself. Now, obviously, of course, I learned me being that person that I
Mm.
was the broke Carlos, and I know I had to make a
Ooh,
change. See,
that's a
most people
gem.
they're the way they are, and they use that as an excuse, and they stay stuck or they stay in the situation that they're in. I knew that person that I was couldn't get me to be the person that I am today, so I had to make a change. So I had to be more spontaneous. I had to be more outgoing. I had to learn and start developing people skills,
Ooh,
and
good,
I mean, you
good
can
change.
learn anything. So
Right,
it's totally learned. Everything I do, it's personal development, personal growth. I've developed into this person that I am today. And that's with anything. I mean, if you think about it though, if you want to be a doctor, you can go to school to learn how to be a doctor. I mean, you don't come out the
right,
womb being a doctor. Nobody will give you a knife or a scavenger and say, hey, here you go, have at it. That don't make you a
right, right,
doctor, that make you a murderer. But when you
right.
learn the skill set, you know how to use that tool, that's what makes you the doctor. So everything is learned. So it's definitely learnable. And I do teach people how to start a business online, how to be in the travel space, how to promote their business. And again, I mean, it's all about what you talk about. To me, I've always had a travel business. I've been doing this now for 18 years. Travel is my thing because, again, I'm not a show and then convince somebody to do something. It's more
Right.
like I'm gonna show you something. If it makes sense, you should do it. And I know it makes sense because who don't want to save money,
Exactly.
So travel is the first aspect, and then now I just start implementing that into restaurants, into stores. I got partnerships with all the major brands like Nordstrom's, Macy's, Belts, Top Golf, Home
Right.
Depot, Lowe's, all the movie theaters. So now maybe to save people money, not just on travel, now we start doing everyday stuff. Now we start doing the CBD products, the Delta 9 products. We start doing health and wellness products. So we just add more stuff to the membership, to the plate.
No, oh, good. I'm glad you mentioned that because this is a good segment into, you started out with travel and now you have your hands in so many other industries. Was that an easy pivot for you? Because a lot of people tend to stay in one lane and have one product or service and don't tend to expand. So, what was that expansion plan like for you? And
To
was
be honest,
that part of your strategic plan? Like, did you develop a strategic plan to go into those markets, or that was just something that you just decided to do because it
we,
made sense?
we were really forced
Ooh,
as a company because when we first rolled out, it was only travel.
okay,
But because of COVID, no one was traveling. So
right,
we had to maneuver fast. We had to think fast. That's when we came out with health and wellness
okay.
products. That's when we added the everyday spending. If people shopping online or they're going to a restaurant, some of that. So we sort of were, in the overall picture, we knew it was going to happen. We just didn't know when, but we were sort of forced to jump into it with COVID and everything like that.
Oh, okay, no, makes so again, but that comes from, I mean, do you think that comes from you being in an organization that recognize, hey, we actually need to make this shift or, we need to transition, or go under? Because I think like a lot of times when it comes to businesses, we tend to wait until the very, very last minute to try to pivot because there is no, coming together or there's no strategy or any plan. But do you think that you were able to successfully pivot because you had a team? Because a lot of people tend to stay, I think that's one of the things that I hate that some, I'm gonna say internet or social media gurus, they really promote this solopreneur business model. But for me, I've never seen a $1 trillion company being a person of one.
Mhm.
So let's talk about like the importance of team, especially when you're in a marketing and sales driven industry.
Oh yeah. So I mean, in my business and then really in my company, I have two other partners. I have,
Mhm.
my CEO, which is Scott Ross. I mean, one of the sharpest people in the room at all times, super intelligent. Also, my CFO is Chris Kent. And, they're more mature in age than me.
Right.
I'm definitely gonna say they're older than me, but they're more mature in age than me.
Right.
And they understand business. And the good thing I love about having them as a partner is they understand trends, they understand opportunities, and they don't mind pivoting and maneuvering, to make that
Right.
transition. So that's been an easy, format to be able to do. And then I think just a mindset, people, not understanding change is good.
Right.
If you change some stuff up and if you add some stuff to the table, I mean, you're just adding just a better platform, better membership, better environment, better community for other people to be a part of.
Facts. So, and right before I move on to another topic, so we, both with you talking about how the travel product was just so strong for your company, um, and then COVID happened. Do you think that prior to COVID happening, would you as a unit or as a team would have gotten together and say, hey, we're, now that we know that travel, is our bread and butter, but what else could we add as far as doing evaluations on the product and services that you sell? Do you do annual evaluations of those product and services, decide to say, hey, I'm going to scrap one of these, or, we're going to keep this one, but then add a new one? Like, when do you make that decision? So you said that COVID forced you to make a decision, but any other time within your team meetings, are you having these type of conversations as an organization?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we're constantly, it's all about improvement. It's all about, trying to be the best out there. So we're constantly having conversations, even before COVID, because the Farm Bill was passed in December of 2018,
Right.
which allowed hemp to be legal.
Mm-hmm.
And even back then, I mean, we were going down the CBD path. And then of course with COVID, we added the health and wellness with the immune support and things of that sort. But yeah, I mean, we've always, been open-minded to doing new things. And you want to capitalize off of different trends in different industries. Like right now with the whole CBD industry, people always ask you the question like, hey, do you see a lot of CBD stores popping up in your city, in your
Right.
neighborhood? They're like, of course, I see them everywhere. I'm like, well, think about the reason why they're doing that. CBD hemp just became legal in 2018. Imagine if coffee wasn't legal and
Right.
then coffee became legal 5 years ago. When you
Facts.
want to be, people be putting coffee shops on every corner, they're trying
Exactly.
to get market share. It's all about market share. And so that's the whole purpose with the whole CBD platform. And actually, we have a affiliate program for $50 and $25 a month. Somebody can have their own cannabis store where people can buy products from their store. They
Wow.
can, we ship the product to their customer and they get 50% commission. So if a product costs $100, someone buys it from their store, we ship the product to the person and that person makes $50. I mean, imagine doing, if 4 people bought products from your store every day,
Right.
and that's $200. That's $200 a day. If you did it 6 days a week, that's $1,200 in what, $1,200 a week. That's $4,800 a month. I mean, that's like 57 grand a year.
Right.
Just if 2 people
Right.
bought from your
Right.
store, you know what I'm saying? Or we have some people that are on foot. They get products and they go downtown or they go to different carnivals or different music festivals. And I mean, they're selling the edibles like no other. And I mean, they're making 6, 7, 8 grand in a day. It's just based
Wow.
off of what you want to do because it's your business. So you can do whatever you want to do.
Wow. So, right before I get to your newest venture, I definitely want to talk about branding. Um, as a entrepreneur, as a business owner, how important is it to really structure your company where you as the owner has the right brand? I mean, what just let's talk about the importance of being the leader of that company and the face of the company, or even an executive. How important is building the right brand for your company?
I think branding is everything because branding is, it really starts with you. I tell you all the time, you
Right.
got to brand yourself. I mean, when people see you on social media, when people see you out and about, when people see you as a person, what are they seeing? How are you presenting
Right.
yourself? How are you approaching them? How are you, out in the public, because even you might think people aren't seeing, they're watching.
Right.
People are watching all day long. Same thing on social media. I mean, people post all the time. They're like, I don't get that many likes or whatever. And that's a whole another side note. I mean, Instagram and Facebook is making it where people don't see your posts because they want you to pay for boosts and stuff like
Right.
that. But the reality is people watching. And so people are watching. So you just like, how are you presenting yourself to them for them to watch you and want to be attracted to you? Because
Right.
branding has a lot to do with like attraction marketing where people are being attracted to you. And I think another reason why people say I'm so successful at sales. I'm really not, but I feel like I'm a cool person. I'm a fun person. So people
Right.
know if they're around me, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna
Exactly.
laugh. And that's just the environment that I like to create.
No, no, good thing. So, and part of the branding, and which is one of the things that I am starting to learn, is even as an executive, where people start to get to know you, you're really branding yourself. Um, don't and this is something that I am learning, to not be afraid to say, if I'm buying of I'm personally buying a product, now it's time to say, hey, start making money off of your
Hmm.
lifestyle. a lot of times we tend to spend money on other brands and we're not making any money. But it's like these days and times, there's other things that you can do where you don't have to, it's like, I mean, not saying that your whole life should be, making money off of a product, but really it should. You definitely need other avenues and other ways to make money. And one of the ways that you can make money as a brand is by getting behind certain products and services and being able to say, you know what, if I believe in this product, if I am going to support this product, make money off of it. And that's one of the things that I can say that I definitely learned from you, and you do that very well.
Oh wow. Well, thank you. That's kind of here, kind of hear you say that.
No,
Yeah.
100%. So I don't think I've seen you too much use like other products or services that you don't have an affiliate link with. But again, that is another way of you being able to make money. Like let's talk about why that's important.
I tell you about you got to monetize what you're doing. Same thing. Going back to the point I mentioned with travel. I mean, you know, if you're going to be traveling, why wouldn't you want to be a part of a travel business where you can make money from the industry that you're already doing?
Right.
Because you're promoting in anything. It's like going to a restaurant or going to a store. Like, when I go to Cheesecake Factory, that's one of our partners. So I can promote my company because I'm getting a discount at Cheesecake Factory every time I go in there. I'm getting a discount. Every time I go
Right.
in Starbucks, every time I go in, so I post pictures of all my food. I'll promote it because that's actually making me money. But if it's not making you money, I mean, it's cool. I mean, obviously you don't have to make money on everything, but I try to monetize stuff that I'm
Right.
doing. That's just me, because you only live one time. Obviously, of course, you're living your life. Why not monetize what you're doing? Because that just brings in more and more income to you from that perspective.
Right. No, that's a very, very good point. And again, that is something that I am for sure learning. So let's jump to your newest venture, which I was really excited to see. But it's like today I'm learning with having this conversation with you is that you were in sports, coming up in school. So
Oh, what new venture are
where
you going to talk about? Let's talk. Let's see. Let's see
I
what you're going to bring
mean,
up.
and this is something I'm excited about because, being a college student, like I was once a college student, broke. And it's like now, finally, colleges have started to let,
Oh yeah.
their athletes monetize.
Oh yeah.
And I remember seeing your post at NIL, and I was like, look at that boy Carlos. Like he is, you are staying ahead. I'm not gonna say you are with the trends. I'm saying you're staying ahead of it because you're like one of the first people that I know that is in, a network marketing industry, but yet and still you are now a part of NIL. Like, how did that happen?
Well, the reality with NIL is someone using their name, likeness, and who they are to profit and benefit and monetize it. And so obviously, of course, I mean, I do that already with what I do with our affiliate program. And so really,
Right.
I'm teaching these athletes. They're in college. Like you said, most of them. I mean, now, when I was in college, we were, people were broke.
Right.
Nowadays, I mean, these kids are making millions of dollars in
Super
college. I'm like, man,
facts.
where were those days at when I was playing ball? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But that's beside the point. I mean, the world is moving fast. I mean, the world is evolving. So, I just show people how they can use their name and likeness. And, why not? Why wouldn't any athlete or anybody that's in college that want to make money? Why wouldn't they want to? I mean, they can build trips. I mean, we have it where you can build your own trip. Let's say you do a spring break trip or you do a summer break trip. You promote it to your organization. You promote it to your friends, and y'all go, and we'll show you, and we do it for you where you tell us how much money you want to make commission wise. I mean, you might want to make $100 a person. So we might plan a trip to Cancun, spring break, 5 days, 4 nights, and let's just say the trip costs $7.99. But you want to
Right.
make $100 a person. In that case, the website will show $8.99, reflecting what you want to earn. So
Wow.
now you promote that, and you get 100 people to go on this trip. I mean, what's that? 100 times 100 is what?
Uh, uh, what?
100 times
10,000.
100, yeah, 10,000.
Yeah.
So you just made 10 bands going on a vacation. And we have
Right.
people doing that once a month, just promoting trips. And I mean, a lot of you see it on social media already. People promoting, hey, I'm going to Maldives, I'm going here, book it through
True.
me. We build a lot of those trips for people, and they're now promoting it, and they have a little, commission on their attached. And now they're making, 10 bands, 5 bands, whatever. And I mean, imagine the income that they're generating.
Exactly. Yeah, and I listen. It's like as soon as I saw that post, I was like, "Okay, Carlos, I see you." And you know, and again, I'm with you. Where was that when we was in school? Because
Oh
I know when I was
yes,
in
yes.
school, I'm older than you. I know when I was in school, you know, me and my friends was like, "Bruh, like we wait until you know, grant time come around. Like,
Oh
bruh,
yeah,
I'm just waiting on my grant
getting that
money to
Pell Grant, getting
drop."
that Pell Grant money, Pell Grant
Exactly.
money.
But
I know
it's
about them days.
but it's just like now, I mean, you know, the youth has, so that's the reason I'm like, it's no excuse for someone, especially if you're young and out here young and getting it. Like, there's no way possible that you should be broke, whether you're in college or not.
Correct.
Um, so now that you're involved in NIL, so does that mean that you have like a mentorship program, or you know, is there, other than, you know, joining your organization, like how are you, you know, using your skill set to be able to reach out to, you know, others? Because I think the other business venture that I definitely want to talk about is like I didn't know if I want to ask this question, but you're moving around your house and I definitely love your house.
Oh,
But your
thank you.
house also has become a revenue generating um, a extension of your business. So, you know, are you, because like I've seen a lot of young parties at your house. I'm like, yeah, the crowd looks a little young for me. I definitely would want to go. But however, I see like a lot of younger people are gravitating towards you. Is that because you have started like a mentorship program? Or is it just because of the lifestyle that you live? You know, let's be honest, like younger people want to be you.
Mm. Well, I mean, I feel honored, but most of the times when you see someone having a get together or something like that at my house, it's actually not me that's doing it.
Okay.
Someone just rented out my house and they're doing it, and I end
Okay.
up coming just to make sure everything is copacetic.
Right.
But
Right.
but I mean, I am gonna do Chloe. Chloe's getting excited now. So talking about partying, Chloe, she get all excited about that. But I am gonna, I do mentorship, teaching people how to do, whether it's starting a business, how to build their brand. We just rolled out also with a wealth membership, teach people about the stock market, about cryptocurrencies. I mean, about technology, about AI. I mean, I was actually, it was funny. I was in the airport leaving Louisville, Kentucky. I had a speaking engagement out there. We
Mm,
did a meetup with my travel club, and I saw one of my friends, Sean. He was in the airport, and he was asking me about AI and how often do I use it and stuff like that. And I'm like, I really don't use it that much. He was like, it's so funny because what you're telling me right now is showing me that technology is moving so fast, but the world, we're not moving fast with it. If anything, we're going slow. You know
right.
what I'm saying? And we're not catching it. And I mean, he was showing me all the things he's using with AI and all the different ways he's able to use it. And it's been like, and I'm like, wow. I mean, he blew me away. We were in the airport talking for about an hour. This was what, 2 days
Okay.
ago. And I mean, he just showed me how, like, with AI, artificial intelligence, that's what made me be like, you know what? I'm so excited. We just launched this program on Saturday, teaching people these skill sets because I mean, it just makes life a lot
No,
easier. I mean, when you can,
100%.
yeah, I mean, he literally was on his phone and he was, he has a son and he was like, he asked, through AI, he was like, hey, my son is 8 years old. What are 10 questions I can ask my son to engage him in conversation to, fill out, to find out how is he feeling and, how is life treating him and what are in his thoughts. And then he's like, well, give me two more questions in addition to each question to dig a little bit deeper in those conversations.
Wow.
And then AI just boom, boom. I mean, it's like, those types of things. Because, I mean, think about it. If you're an adult, say you're 40 years old, how can you communicate to an 8-year-old? You don't even know, like,
Right.
what's in their mindset, what's in their brains. But I mean, again, artificial intelligence is on a whole nother level. And so it's funny you bring that up because we just rolled out a program that's mentorship. And normally the mentorship program is going to be $350 and $100 a month. We're doing a promotion right now for the next 90 days. It's only $100 and then just $25 a month, and that gives you access to all the different courses about AI, stock market, cryptocurrency. I mean, the
Wow.
world is digital. It's like
True.
you think about the world is digital. I mean, I used to go to Blockbuster and we used to go to Video Express. Then of course Redbox tried to come out
Yep.
and tried to make that transition, but Netflix is
Mm-mm.
it. I mean, if you don't got Netflix, it's like what are you
Yep.
doing? Which I just
But
got Netflix last year, Mother's Day. My mom wanted to watch a movie.
right.
I didn't have Netflix, so I tried to watch TV. I tried to be focused, and my mom wanted to watch a movie, so I was like, "What do you want to watch?" It was nothing on TV, and so I ended up buying Netflix last Mother's Day. I bought Netflix, so
That is
I'm now
hilarious.
a Netflix member.
Yeah, well, we're not going to talk about me, so we're going to skate over
Okay,
that
okay,
because
okay, okay,
Netflix might be trying to knock at my door.
okay. You must have been giving out your account to a few people.
But no, I mean, that is, again, and I think, as, business owners, a lot of times, not even a lot of times, 100% of the times, the reason why we fail is because we don't want to change with the times. We are so used to doing business one way. I'm gonna say the manual way, I mean, still doing business like on spreadsheets or even in a Word document. It's like, if you don't start, getting with new technology, exploring new apps. Even let's talk about that because with you all, with new technology in your organization, how did you make the decision to to do a lot of the programming and technology? Because a lot of times when it came to, if you were in some type of marketing and sales injuries such as network marketing, you're reaching out to, you're going on a website, and just, reaching out to your upline. But I know now that you guys have apps, there's different technology, like you said, your new mentorship program, where it's new technology that you're infusing in the business. So when was that conversation had between the upper level management, or that was just something that you knew, like, hey, let's say that you made this decision like 5 years ago because you actually planned this out, knowing that technology changes all of the time. When were you making a decision to go into new, I mean, to even upgrade your technology?
Yeah, so I mean, we have our calls. I mean, me and my two partners, Chris and Scott. I mean, we have calls all the time, and we're always thinking about innovation. We're always thinking about being at the cuff of something, and people want to learn. People want to learn. So it's all about offering value. We're not a money grab. A lot of things out here is like a money grab just to get money, but
Right.
for us, we really care about the people. We want to add value to their lives, and we know a lot of people right now. I mean, a lot of people are struggling.
True.
A whole lot of people are struggling right now. A lot of people, they're not educated. And the younger generation, they're sort of on it.
Right.
A lot of them. Like they're on it with the technology. They're on it with the whole AI. They're on it with even learning about money, because what happened was we saw our parents work, and this new generation, we're like, hold on, I don't want to do what they did because I see they're still
Right.
working, or I see they're retired and they're broke
Right.
and they're asking me for money. So we're going on a whole new path, and that's why you see with this younger generation, they not just want to work a job. I mean, they're super creative. They're leveraging their time. They're leveraging their network. They're leveraging their name. They're leveraging social media, because they're realizing the times has changed. And
Right.
the thing is, just our program is really set to let people know, like, we can sort of teach them, so they're already behind. Maybe they can catch up to where life is right now, because we're in 2024. I mean, 2025 will be here before you know it.
No, 100% facts. I mean, even I think a conversation that one of my colleagues and I were having is, even when it comes to like my consulting company, her tax brand is that, we have kids, and our kids are not wanting to take on our business models, because, I mean, not saying that they're, obsolete or anything like that, but kids, like, when I talk to my daughter, when I talk to my son, they're doing things that are tech forward and not just the traditional businesses that we started years ago.
Mhm.
So, but I think the model that, you are in is going to be something that's going to be more so attractive to being able to be passed down. So are you all talking legacy within your organization?
Oh, it's all legacy. I mean, actually, our one of our mottos is leave a legacy and leave no regrets.
Ooh,
And so that's why you
yeah.
think about you'll see me post about X, because really our company is called Experience,
Mhm.
but X is, of course, the first letter. And so it's all about 10X and everything. What I'm saying, live
Right.
your life to the power of X, live your life to the power of 10. So always be at 10, not just financially, spiritually, emotionally, like, I mean, your relationships. When we have relationship, mentoring, if you're, parent, how to deal with your kids, how to communicate, all that stuff. Because again, it's all about adding value to people's lives, and it's all about legacy. All about legacy.
Good. 100%. I mean, this conversation is going exactly how I wanted it to go because, just being able to hear from someone so young and successful. So as far as this travel business that has now expanded, like exploded really with other products, again, you don't have to sell your business because, you live the lifestyle, you show the lifestyle. But for those of you, so a few of our viewers that who don't know exactly, like what it is that you do. I mean, because like a lot of times people are like, oh yeah, Carlos, they definitely only, associate you with travel, but
Mhm.
you're definitely much more than that. So, I just want you to be able to, before we get into a Q&A part, just to be able to, inspire someone else to be able to say, hey, if you're going to, do the lifestyle, if you're going to go out to eat, if you're going to travel, this is exactly why you need to be a part of your organization.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a membership. We have a membership, and our basic membership is called Voyager. And Voyager membership gives you access to a website that gives you up to 80% off. So you're able to save up to 80% off on hotels, resorts, cruises, rental cars, and attractions. It also gives you access to all these prorated trips. We call them elite experiences, where we'll
Mm.
go to, like we have Cabo coming up, for example. We'll go to a resort, or we'll go to a city or to a country, and we'll pick out the best hotels. We'll pick out the best resort. We'll put together your transportation. We'll do all the excursions for you, and we'll literally do all the work for you. All you got to do is show up at the airport. There'll be someone there with a sign. Once you see the person with the sign, your vacation starts. You don't have nothing to worry about. We pick you up. We take you to the resort. You get a VIP check-in. I mean, so it's super VIP. And also, of course, we have partnerships with all the major restaurants, all the major stores, Eddie V's, Capital Grill, Seasons 52, Top Golf, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. I mean, every big brand you can name, we basically have them. And then also, and that membership is $100 up front, and it's 25. No, not 25, $49 a month for that membership. And then I like our affiliate program because for $50 and $25 a month, you can have your own business, And so we give you your own online dispensary. You can send people to your store. They buy products. You get 50% commission. Also, you're able to enroll other members and help us promote the brand. And instead of us having to pay millions of dollars to celebrities for advertisement, we pay that money back to our affiliates.
I mean, so this is like, I don't know, like if anybody, and again, this wasn't, to, promote or, I mean, for me, it just made sense for me to have someone like you on to be able to tell people like, hey, if this is a lifestyle that you want to live, why not monetize off of it? So I think we got our first question is this, I'm sure the WV is World Ventures back, or is this a different
Yeah.
company?
So I was in a company called World Ventures back in the day. I was with that company for 12 years and 8 months, and made over, I think, 7 million with that company. That company ended up going. They went bankrupt, and so that's why I was like, you know what? If I do it again, I want to be the owner. I want to be able to make the decisions financially, so I know the company is secure, it's financially stable. So for that question, this is not WV. I started my own company, and it's called Experience. And so you can definitely send me an inbox. I can send you some information about it.
Okay, perfect. Um, so let's talk about that. I mean, you were with that company for a long time. So
Yeah.
what made that company fold? Is it because they were not willing to be innovative, or were there um
Um,
other
I
business
mean,
model?
I would say, I mean, for a company, I mean, I took that, I ain't gonna say I, but we, as a group of affiliates, we took that company to $960 million in a year. And so, it's
Wow.
almost $1 billion. So I would say it's money management. I mean, you don't do $960 million and go bankrupt and you're broke. I mean, I just
Right.
don't see that, I don't see that happening. I don't see how it's possible. So I would say money management, and then also just decisions,
So
making the right
leadership.
decision. Yeah,
Leadership.
leadership, but I think more innovation, I mean, being, being able to innovate and be present, from that perspective.
Right. No, I mean, and that's one of the things too that I talk to my clients about all the time, on the reason why it is so, especially in these days, like you have to be strategic on how you're going to move.
Mm.
And if one of the things that I highly preach is you being a business owner, staying at least 5 years ahead, being able to study trends, and look at what's going on in the market, not just for today, but in the future. So, as you're growing, with the organization now that you are an owner of, how we've already talked about, you as far as like one book that you read, but how are you as an owner staying on top of market trends that's making you look forward?
I mean, I think just really trying to stay present, trying to stay present, hear what's out in the marketplace, hearing what the needs are, talking to people. Like, for example, right now, we're really trying to gear towards more younger people, and
Hmm.
so, talking to younger people, seeing what they're interested in, seeing what they're about. That's another reason why we brought the wealth management course, where because young people are into money, they're into how to grow their money, how to read the charts, how to, study that stuff. And so that's one reason why we brought that out. Another reason why we brought out um, the exclusive experiences where you can plan your own trip and make money from it. Again, I mean, younger people, they want to travel and they want to get paid and they want to work a job. So it's like, hey, if you can host a trip, why not
Right.
make some money? I mean,
Right.
you get 20 people on the trip and you marked it up $400. I mean, you just made 8 grand on one trip. I mean, you can do that once a month. You just made 100 grand in a
Right.
year going on vacation, promoting a vacation. I mean, pretty
Right.
cool.
I mean,
So yeah, just
no, no,
listening
no,
to
go ahead.
people and stuff like that.
No, I mean, and that's one of the things too is like, social media has made it easy for promotions.
Mhm.
Like even specifically TikTok. I remember when TikTok first came out, it was like, oh, okay, I can, watch little people do a little dancey dance. But then it's like now, like people are on there heavily promoting products, they're promoting services. So if you are an entrepreneur and you're not using a free platform for what it is, you're definitely missing the curve. So, even for you, like, how are you utilizing social media, or is it even important for you? Because like I said, you're up there on the food chain. I mean,
No, it's
really,
definitely
all you
important.
have to do is be in a room, and next thing you know, like people are whipping out their debit and credit cards.
I wish I wish it was like that easy, but yeah, I mean, I'm definitely. I mean, I'm all about social media. I actually started a social media company, helping people grow their audience, helping people to attract different people. There's certain technologies out there. Again, talking with AI, where I mean, I can. I mean, it's something that I do myself,
Right,
where I'll target like 20 or 30 people that are in the same industry or similar to me, or you might see them as ain't gonna say competition, but they're in similar industries. We have a similar audience. I mean, there's ways that we can target those people where now their followers start seeing my posts, and obviously of course that intrigues them to follow me as well and grow your social media. So I mean, I'm all about social media now. I'm not the best. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not the
right,
best. I don't post enough. I mean, post every day. I probably haven't posted in a week, because I mean it's work, but I am gonna do better. I'm gonna do. I made that commitment actually to our group where I will do better at
right,
posting more and stuff like that. And I'm gonna post more content on education. I mean, sort of like some of the things I've been sharing on here, and really, starting to put that out there and really give back. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Because I know God blessed me with a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom that I prayed for and that He's given me, and I want to be able to, keep that passed on to other
Right.
people.
No, I mean, even for that, even see you possibly putting out a ebook course, of your own, because, your story definitely needs to be out there for, people who don't know you, like should know you. And I am definitely happy that I'm one of those people. So, just based upon our conversation right here today, you can, expect for me to be joining your group because, I mean, again, like we're all on social media, we're all doing things, we want a certain lifestyle. So it's like, definitely, why not become, a brand that utilizes and, make a profit off of your own products. And, and one of the key things now, I'm glad to hear that you are into crypto because, I follow, like Wall Street Trapper and, a couple of other people who are, heavily promote that education. So, it'll be good to, be part of an organization that not only promotes it, but, lets you be able to get, affiliate money or passive income, in other ways. Let's see, our next question right before we end. When and what made you decide you want to be an entrepreneur? Good question.
Great question. That's actually my nephew.
Oh, okay.
What's up, Juice? But what made me, I don't know, want to be an entrepreneur? I feel like, I mean, I've always actually, oh, I know where it tracks back to now that I think about it. So I'm a PK, okay? So I grew up going to church. I was in church all the time. When I say all the time. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so my mom, she is a minister, and she was over the prison ministry, where she would go into the prisons and preach to the prison people.
Okay.
And at church, she had a prison ministry, and I was like, you know what? She asked me if I can sell like M&Ms to help them raise money for the prison ministry. So that's how I got into entrepreneurship. 'Cause I started selling those M&Ms. I'm like, hold
You
on, we go down here to
you
we
didn't
go down here
say
to
that
Costco.
earlier. Good
It was a place
Lord.
called Sweet
Okay.
Treats. It was a place in Birmingham, Alabama. It's a place called Sweet Treats. I don't know if it's still there or not, but it was like a
Right.
Costco. You know, this like before the whole. So before Costco, it was like a Sweet Treats, and I go in there, and you might buy a box of M&Ms for, let's just say, $15, but then when you sell them, you end up making $45. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you like
Right.
double your money. And I'm like, hold on. So I started doing that for my mom, and eventually I was like, hold on, I'm gonna do this for me. I'm in church all the time, and these people in church, it was supply and demand. I know they needed candy, they needed some food. We in
Right.
church
Right.
all day
Right.
long. Like, let me start. So I started selling M&Ms. I started selling Skittles. Started selling Side Powers, and that sort of started my whole entrepreneurship journey. And after that, I
Right.
mean, once you get into the point of sales, and where you can see how you can control your income, not someone else. Like,
Yep.
I mean, it scares me. Like, some people are like, oh, you're an entrepreneur. You don't know how much money you're gonna make this month. And I'm like, you're not an entrepreneur. You know exactly how much money you're gonna make this month. Like, that's
Ooh.
scary to me, because
I
my
mean,
money
can
is being
you please
on me.
repeat that? Can you please repeat that? Like, say that again louder for the people in the back that who are entrepreneurs and don't keep up with their financials.
Well, I mean, the reality is, like, people, you know, that aren't entrepreneurs, they're like, you're an entrepreneur. You don't know how much money you're gonna make this month. And
Right.
I'm like, you're not an entrepreneur. You know exactly how much money you're gonna make this month from your job, because you
Yep.
know how much time you're gonna go, and they're paying you for your time. That's not, I mean, I did that. I had a job. I used to work 12, 14 hours a day. I used to work 6 to 7, sometimes 7 days a week. So I've had a job before, but I love the entrepreneurship part of it, especially how we've implemented with the affiliates, where I can build a team of affiliates and I get paid a percentage off of what they do.
Right.
In my brain, that's like a franchise. See, if I owned a Chick-fil-A franchise and I told you, hey, Chick-fil-A is amazing, you should get you a franchise, girl, as good
Right.
as this, and you go start a Chick-fil-A franchise, how much money do I make off of your Chick-fil-A franchise?
Ooh.
Close your eyes. That's how much money I make off of yours. None.
Right.
Although I'm the one that convinced you to do it. But see,
Exactly.
in our program with affiliate marketing, if I'm an affiliate and you want to be an affiliate, because I introduce you, I get a percentage of your entire book of business, because
Mm,
I'm the one that told you about the program. To me, that
mm.
makes sense. That's fair marketing. And so
100%.
you're able to build a team of affiliates, which I build a team as well. Although I'm an owner, I also have a team as well. So I'm able to
Right.
build a team of affiliates. And I mean, if you think about it, I mean, I have over, I have 1,000 affiliates in my organization, but imagine if I only had 100 affiliates and
Right.
everyone puts in 1 hour of work a day. That means I'm getting paid on 100 hours. If it's
Bars.
just you, it's not even humanly possible for you to do that, because there's only 24 hours in a day. And that's if you work all day, every day. So
Right.
that's why I tell people all the time, there's a reason why people make $10 million a year and some people make 20 grand a year. Because you got to have leverage.
Bars.
Either you have leverage or you're being leveraged.
Ooh.
So it's all about leverage.
Right. No, I mean, listen, your mom will be proud of you right now because you definitely just preached a whole sermon in like 2 minutes. 100%. Like that is one of the main reasons why I am such, a person who became an entrepreneur, but even expanding beyond that, because for me, you're really not a boss unless you're putting people in a position to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, people with the solopreneur business model, you're not doing anything, because to me you're being selfish. If you're not helping other people get money, then what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are you you doing? So, no, this has been a good conversation. Carlos, give everybody your social media. Like, how can they reach out to you? How can they join your organization? Or, even if they have more questions that they probably didn't want to ask on
Yeah.
here, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, so my handle is the same for everything. Carlos A. Rogers, CarlosARogers. If you're on Instagram, send me an Instagram message. I can definitely reach out to you and have a conversation. You can email me, teamvisionworldwide at AOL.com, although, Instagram or social media is easier. And, let's make some money together.
Oh, that's right. Because I'm be right up there. Because one of the things I do, I love to travel, and you're right. Why would I want to, help Priceline or book it, make extra money when I can make money myself? So thank you for these gems that you definitely dropped. I think one of the last things, right before we go, because we're approaching our hour, is give the people, a last few words of motivation.
Yeah. So the thing about life is this, life is a game. And when you learn the rules of the game and when you know how to play the game to win, life is easy. When you don't know the rules and if you don't know how to play the game to win, then it's like you're just trying to figure it out. And that's the purpose of having a mentor. That's the purpose of having someone in your life that's going to guide you down the path, because smart people learn from their own mistakes. Wise people learn from others. And so you want to have wisdom. You want to be wise. You want to learn from someone else's mistake so you don't got to go down the path they went down, because they can tell you where that path ends. You just like, getting directions somewhere. If I'm out here on Lake Wiley, I want to go to downtown. And if I've never been, it's better imagine if someone said, trail me to downtown. And so you're just following them.
Right.
Or if someone gave you directions, you got to write them down. You still might get lost because you got to read the directions. It's still a little iffy. But if you got to follow somebody, it's just a straight shot. I mean, you're just following them down the path of success. And so that's why I would encourage you to find a mentor. If it's not me, find somebody. I would love to mentor you. I would love to help you out, whatever I can do to help you out in, whether it's my business or even in your business. You got your own business. You're already doing your own thing. Just let me know, and I can definitely help you out along the way. I do appreciate you for having me on this
No, thank you.
podcast, Instagram
Thank
Live.
you.
Definitely appreciate you and everything that you do. I know you've actually helped me out a lot from a business perspective, and I do appreciate you. And I want to say that publicly. Give you your flowers while you live.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
travel is a $9 trillion a year industry. It's projected to hit 10 trillion this year. You don't need a piece of the pie. You need the crumbs that fall on the ground to get wealthy,
Ooh,
because it's that big. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Let
this
y'all
has
see
been
the view real quick.
everything.
Let
Yes,
y'all see
yes,
the
yes,
view
yes,
real
yes,
quick
yes,
over here
yes.
at
This
Team
has been
Vision Estate.
everything. Woo, look at that. Okay, I see
Got
you,
the
big
grass.
dog. I
Now,
see
let me do another promo right quick. Let me do another promo right quick. Hold on, let me do another promo. Hold. So I travel a lot. Everybody know I rent out my house. TeamVisionEstates.com. If you want to do a birthday party, family gathering, whatever you need to do, whatever you want to do, just a little family get together, whatever the case may be, have dinner, whatever the case may be. Go to the website TeamVisionEstates.com, and the house you rent out, going to come jump in the pool, do what you want to do. But God is great. God is amazing. God is awesome.
Oh, thank you, Carlos. Thank you. Oh my God, this was everything that I wanted to be. So thank you again for everybody, joining me for another Coffee and Business with Marcelle. Carlos, I really appreciate you being on, look out for like another, like I think I have back-to-back guests like all month, and I'm really, really excited. I'm happy that, I can reach out to my friends like Carlos who support me, who want to be involved in what I have going on. I'm definitely going to stay consistent with this. You'll be seeing Carlos again because like I told him, definitely joining his team. So just be prepared to get sick of me, sick of him, because you're going to see him all over my social media. Again, Carlos, thank you so much to all of the guests who joined, for those who asked questions. If we did not answer your questions, please shoot either Carlos or myself a DM, and I promise you, probably someone on my team will answer the question. And Carlos has a team too, so I don't know why he thinks that if you DM him 9 times out of 10, you'll probably be talking to somebody on his team. Just
You're gonna
FYI.
talk to me. I'm gonna talk to you personally. You DM me. I'm not all fancy. I'm not fancy like that. You DM me. You gonna talk to me personally, direct.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good morning. And if you did not catch this live, you're going to catch it tomorrow on my YouTube channel, Marcelle Ep4. Follow me, subscribe, like, comment, all the above. Thank you again, Carlos. I really appreciate you.
Let's get it out. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for hopping on. Definitely appreciate y'all. We love you. Thank you. God bless you. Let's get it.
All right.